There is a common misconception that every effort you put forth is directed toward the right cause, that every hour spent working, every sacrifice made, and every drop of sweat spilled is benefiting the people who truly deserve it. But what if I told you that you might, in fact, be helping the wrong people? This realization might sting a little, but it's crucial for the next phase of your life, for you to achieve the greatness that you were destined for. It's time for you to consider a harsh but empowering question. Are you helping the right people, or are you simply enabling the wrong ones? The reality of our lives is that many of us are giving and giving, but often to people who don't value it, who don't appreciate it, or who simply aren't in a position to ever use your help to improve their lives. These are the people who take without giving back and remain stuck in their own limiting beliefs, in their own negative patterns. They ask for help but never truly change. They demand your time and energy, yet they show no growth or effort towards self-improvement. It's like a well that is endlessly drained but never replenished. In this pursuit of helping others, we often get caught up in the idea that helping people is always a noble and selfless act. Yes, helping others is essential to the growth of society, but you must first ask yourself, is my help genuinely benefiting the person I'm giving it to? Or am I just enabling them to remain stuck, to remain in a state of dependence? There are individuals who constantly need you to fix their problems, to do their work for them, to take the weight of their burdens. These people will always have an excuse, always have a reason for why they can't help themselves. And yet you keep giving, pouring more of yourself into them. You might think that by helping them, you're being a good person. You might even convince yourself that you're doing the right thing, but in reality, you are only reinforcing their dependence on you. You are robbing them of the opportunity to grow, to learn, and to take responsibility for their own actions. True help, true empowerment, comes from teaching others how to help themselves, how to stand on their own 2 feet, how to think for themselves, and how to create their own future. It comes from showing them the path, not walking the path for them. If you are constantly giving without seeing any improvement, without seeing any action on their part to move forward, you're likely helping the wrong people. And as hard as this might be to hear, it is time to stop enabling them. You might ask yourself, but how do I know who the right people are? The answer lies in their willingness to take responsibility for their own lives. The right people are those who are ready to take action, to implement the wisdom, the advice, and the help you provide. They don't expect you to give them everything. They ask for guidance and support, but they're ready to put in the effort themselves. They understand that success is a two-way street. They know that if they are to grow, it must be through their own efforts, not just the efforts of others. You see, the law of cause and effect works both ways. When you pour your time, energy, and resources into helping someone who is unwilling to change or improve, you are only perpetuating their current circumstances. You are reinforcing their negative behaviors, their helplessness, and their tendency to remain stagnant. And while you may feel good for a while, thinking that you are doing good in the world, the reality is that you are holding them back from the very thing they need most, personal responsibility. There is power in learning to discern who truly needs your help and who is simply asking for a free ride. When you focus your energy on the people who are willing to take responsibility for their own actions, you unlock a level of fulfillment and satisfaction that is truly rewarding. Helping the right people is not about fixing their problems. It's about showing them how to solve them on their own, how to rise above their circumstances, and how to achieve greatness with the tools and abilities that they already possess. As you go through life, you will encounter countless people who ask for your help, who request your time, and who want you to do things for them. But if they are not ready to act, if they are not willing to take that first step toward change, then no amount of your help will make a difference. You may think that they will change one day, that they'll realize the importance of what you're offering, but you must understand that people change when they are ready, not when you want them to. In your pursuit of helping others, you must be honest with yourself about who is genuinely committed to growth and who is simply seeking someone to rescue them from their own responsibility. It's a painful truth to come to terms with, but it's a necessary one. The time you waste trying to help people who are not ready to change is time you could spend investing in those who are eager, willing, and ready to take action. This is the power of understanding that you are not obligated to help everyone. You do not owe anyone your energy if they are not ready to do the work themselves. You can choose to invest your resources in people who are committed to their own growth, people who take responsibility for their actions, people who show up, take action, and change their own lives. This is where the real magic happens. When you stop enabling others to stay stuck in their limitations, you free yourself to help those who are truly in need of your guidance, your wisdom, and your resources. And in doing so, you will see real transformation, not only in the lives of others, but in your own life as well. The right people will inspire you, challenge you, and push you to become better. They will take the lessons you offer and put them into practice, creating a ripple effect that can change the course of their lives and ultimately the world. It's essential that you remember this. Helping the wrong people, those who refuse to take responsibility for their own lives, will drain you, leaving you empty and frustrated. But helping the right people, those who are committed to growth and self-improvement, will energize you, will bring out the best in you, and will fill you with purpose. This is why you must be discerning in where you direct your energy. Don't waste it on people who are not ready to help themselves. Don't invest your time and resources into those who are content to stay where they are. Instead, seek out the individuals who are hungry for change, who understand that their success is their responsibility, and who are ready to take the necessary steps to build the life they deserve. Helping the wrong people is not only about them. It's also about you. It's about your growth, your success, and your journey. You cannot reach your fullest potential if you are constantly focused on those who are not ready to help themselves. You cannot achieve greatness if you are pouring into people who are not willing to receive it. But when you help the right people, when you direct your energy and efforts toward those who are ready to change, you not only help them, but you also unlock the doors to your own success. You build a legacy one person at a time, and you create a ripple effect that will continue far beyond your own life. Ask yourself, am I helping the right people? If you're not, it's time to reevaluate where you're focusing your energy. The right people are waiting for your guidance, your wisdom, your support. They are ready to take action and to create a life that reflects the effort they put into it. Your job is to help them see that they have the power to create their own success, that they have the ability to change their circumstances, and that they are responsible for their own future. The journey toward success is not about helping everyone. It's about helping the people who are ready to take charge of their own destiny, who understand the value of hard work, who are not waiting for someone to do it for them. When you focus on these people, when you dedicate your efforts to those who are truly committed to change, you will find the fulfillment, purpose, and success that you've been searching for. The world is full of people waiting for help, but not all of them are ready to change. Focus your energy on those who are ready to move forward, and watch how your efforts transform not only their lives, but your own as well. When you help the right people, you unlock the doors to greatness, and you build a future that is truly worth living. It's often said that we should help others, be there for them in times of need, and offer support when someone asks for it. These principles are rooted in compassion and a sense of shared humanity. However, not all requests for help are created equal, and not all people are in a place where help will truly make a difference. The first step in truly understanding how to help others is recognizing who truly deserves your help. This requires more than just a willingness to give it, requires discernment and a willingness to evaluate the motives, intentions, and readiness of the people you're assisting. When you give help to the right people, those who are truly ready for it, the result is profound transformation, both for them and for you. But when you give help to the wrong people, those who are unwilling to take responsibility for their own lives, the outcome can often be frustration, exhaustion, and a sense of being unfulfilled in your efforts. The first thing to consider when helping others is whether they truly want to change. Many people find themselves stuck in their circumstances, whether due to personal habits, life situations, or a lack of awareness. However, change requires more than just a desire to change. It requires action, commitment, and the willingness to make difficult decisions. People who are truly ready for change demonstrate this readiness not only through words but through actions. They show a willingness to grow, to learn, and to take responsibility for their own lives. It's not enough for them to ask for help. They need to take the necessary steps to help themselves and create the results they desire. If they are not ready to take action, no matter how much support you provide, it will be in vain. Unfortunately, many people present themselves as needing help, but they are not actually willing to change. Instead, they remain stuck in a pattern of dependency, asking for help over and over again, but never really doing anything to move forward. These are the people who continuously complain about their circumstances, yet they never take the first step to improve them. They might have good reasons for their situation, or they may be going through genuine struggles, but unless they are ready to make the necessary changes in their mindset and actions, no amount of help will bring about real transformation. It's easy to fall into the trap of believing that you can help anyone, that your efforts will somehow change their situation. But the reality is, if a person is not ready to take responsibility for their own actions and choices, your efforts will only enable them to remain stuck. This is why it's so crucial to evaluate whether the person you are helping is truly ready to make a change. People who are not ready to take action will simply drain your energy and resources without any meaningful results. Another key aspect of discerning whether someone truly deserves your help is the degree of personal responsibility they take for their own life. If someone consistently blames external factors for their lack of progress, whether it's the economy, the people around them, or circumstances beyond their control, they are not taking responsibility for their own growth. True growth happens when a person takes ownership of their actions and decisions, recognizing that they have the power to change their circumstances. If someone is constantly pointing fingers and refusing to look at how they may be contributing to their own difficulties, they are not ready to make the changes necessary for improvement. They are essentially asking you to fix their problems for them without being willing to look within and make changes from the inside out. On the other hand, when someone is truly ready to grow, they understand that change starts with them. They recognize their own responsibility in the process and are committed to doing what it takes to move forward. They may face obstacles and setbacks, but they don't give up. Instead, they learn from their mistakes and use those lessons to adjust their approach. They are open to feedback, to new ideas, and to constructive criticism. They are willing to face uncomfortable truths about themselves and their situation, and they take action to make the necessary changes. These are the people who are genuinely ready to benefit from your help, because they understand that their success is ultimately in their own hands. When you recognize that someone is not ready to take responsibility for their own life, it's important to stop enabling them. Enabling is not the same as helping. Enabling someone is giving them what they want without requiring them to put in the work themselves. It's doing things for them that they could be doing for themselves, and it's reinforcing their belief that they are not capable of handling their own challenges. Enabling doesn't foster growth. It fosters dependency and stagnation. It keeps the person stuck in a state of helplessness and discourages them from taking responsibility for their actions. While it might feel good in the short term to provide help, enabling can have long-term consequences that harm both you and the person you are trying to help. Helping the right people requires you to be clear about your boundaries and to recognize when someone is simply asking for assistance without the intention of changing. This can be difficult, especially when you care deeply about the person or feel a sense of obligation to help. But it's important to understand that by constantly helping someone who is not ready to change, you are actually doing them a disservice. You are preventing them from learning the valuable lessons that come from taking responsibility for their own lives. You are robbing them of the opportunity to develop their own skills, confidence, and resilience. Being discerning about who you help doesn't mean you stop being compassionate. It doesn't mean you stop caring for others. On the contrary, it means you are respecting the process of growth and recognizing that real transformation happens only when a person is ready for it. Helping the wrong people can keep them in a perpetual state of dependence, but helping the right people can lead to profound change. The key is recognizing who is truly ready to take action, who is willing to take responsibility for their own success, and who will use your help to propel themselves forward. As you go through life, you'll encounter many individuals who need help. Some will be ready to make the changes necessary for their growth, while others will simply be looking for a quick fix. It's important to use your judgment and discernment to understand who is truly ready to take that step toward growth, and who is simply stuck in a cycle of dependency. Helping the right people will not only make a significant difference in their lives, but also in your own. It will bring you fulfillment, satisfaction, and the knowledge that your efforts have had a meaningful impact. But helping the wrong people, those who are not ready to change, will only drain your resources and leave you feeling unfulfilled. Therefore, learning to recognize who truly deserves your help is one of the most important skills you can develop as you seek to make a positive impact in the world. When you think about helping others, it's easy to fall into the trap of believing that the more you give, the better the outcome will be. The notion of selfless service, of offering everything you have to assist those in need, is rooted in compassion and the desire to make a positive impact. But helping doesn't always mean giving endlessly, nor does it always involve doing things for others. The truth is that true help comes from empowering others, not from enabling them. There is a profound difference between the two, and it's essential to understand this distinction if you want to make a lasting and meaningful difference in the lives of others. Enabling is about providing someone with what they want without requiring them to make any effort to change, grow, or take responsibility for their own situation. It's about offering solutions that only temporarily alleviate their problems but do nothing to address the underlying causes of those problems. Enabling someone can feel good in the moment, especially if you care deeply for that person and want to ease their pain or struggles. However, the danger is that you might be helping them stay stuck in their current circumstances, rather than encouraging them to rise above those circumstances and build a better future for themselves. When you enable others, you are essentially giving them permission to remain where they are, to continue their behaviors, or to avoid the hard work of personal growth. You are reinforcing their belief that they are not capable of overcoming their own challenges, or that someone else will always come to their rescue. It can be an unconscious pattern, one where you genuinely want to help and care for the person, but the result is that you deprive them of the opportunity to learn and grow from their struggles. On the other hand, true empowerment comes from helping others help themselves. This means offering support, guidance, and resources that encourage individuals to take action, learn, and become more self-reliant. Empowering others is not about doing their work for them. It's about providing them with the tools, the knowledge, and the encouragement they need to take ownership of their own lives. When you empower someone, you are giving them the confidence and the belief that they have the capacity to solve their own problems, make their own decisions, and take responsibility for their own future. Empowerment requires patience. It's not about providing instant solutions or quick fixes. It's about understanding that personal growth and development take time, and that, for change to be sustainable, it must come from within the person. It's important to recognize that true help is not always immediate, and that the process of empowering someone involves allowing them to make their own mistakes, to learn from their failures, and to build the resilience and skills necessary to navigate their challenges. While it might seem easier and faster to solve someone's problems for them, the true reward comes from seeing that person develop the strength and capability to stand on their own. One of the most significant ways to empower others is by giving them the space to take responsibility for their own actions. This is often the hardest part of helping, stepping back and allowing someone to face the consequences of their decisions. It can be uncomfortable, even painful, to watch someone struggle. However, this struggle is often what leads to growth. When people are forced to confront their challenges and take ownership of their actions, they are much more likely to develop the skills and mindset necessary for long-term success. By not enabling them, you are giving them the opportunity to discover their own solutions and find their own path forward. Empowerment also involves showing others that they are capable of achieving their goals on their own. It's about offering support and guidance without taking control. It's about helping them see their potential, their strengths, and their ability to make choices that will improve their lives. When you empower others, you help them shift from a mindset of dependence to one of self-sufficiency and confidence. They begin to believe in their ability to succeed, and this belief is the foundation for real and lasting change. Another critical aspect of empowerment is helping others develop the skills they need to navigate life's challenges. This can involve teaching them how to problem solve, how to manage their time effectively, how to communicate their needs, or how to develop resilience in the face of setbacks. When you empower someone, you don't just give them temporary relief from their problems. You equip them with the tools they need to handle future challenges on their own. This is the essence of true help, not solving their problems for them, but teaching them how to solve their problems themselves. One of the greatest gifts you can give someone is the gift of self-reliance. This doesn't mean that you stop supporting them altogether or that you abandon them in their time of need. Rather, it means shifting your approach from doing everything for them to helping them take responsibility for their own growth. It means encouraging them to take action, make decisions, and learn from their experiences. It means giving them the confidence to know that they have the power to change their situation and that they are not at the mercy of others. Empowerment also fosters a sense of ownership and pride. When someone takes responsibility for their own success, they feel a deep sense of accomplishment and pride in what they have achieved. This is far more powerful than simply receiving help or being rescued by someone else. When a person knows that they have worked hard, made decisions, and overcome obstacles on their own, the sense of pride and fulfillment they experience is unmatched. This feeling of accomplishment not only boosts their confidence, but also motivates them to continue striving for more. True empowerment is not about removing challenges from someone's life. It's about giving them the tools to face those challenges head on. It's about teaching them that growth comes from pushing through adversity, from learning to navigate difficult situations, and from embracing the lessons that come from both success and failure. The more you empower others to take control of their own lives, the more you help them build the confidence and resilience they need to achieve their goals. It's also important to understand that empowerment is not a one-time event. It's a continuous process. It's about creating an environment in which people feel supported, encouraged, and motivated to grow. It's about offering consistent guidance and feedback, being a positive influence in their lives, and helping them build the mindset of a leader, one that is self-driven, confident, and capable of facing whatever challenges come their way. Empowerment is not just a gift. It's a process that requires patience, understanding, and a commitment to seeing others succeed on their own terms. The difference between empowering others and enabling them is vast. Enabling creates dependency, fosters helplessness, and keeps people stuck in their current circumstances. Empowering others creates independence, builds confidence, and gives people the tools they need to shape their own future. The key to helping others in a meaningful and lasting way is to focus on empowerment. When you shift your focus from simply solving problems to helping others develop the skills, mindset, and resilience to solve their own problems, you create a ripple effect of change that can transform not just their lives but yours as well. Empowerment leads to growth, self-sufficiency, and success, and this is the kind of help that can truly make a difference in the world. In life, we are constantly faced with choices about where to direct our time, energy, and resources. One of the most important decisions you can make is where you choose to invest your help, support, and efforts. It is all too easy to fall into the habit of giving to everyone who asks for it, but not all requests for help are equally deserving of your attention or energy. This is why it is so crucial to invest in the right people, those who are committed to their own growth and self-improvement. When you focus your energy on helping those who are ready to take responsibility for their lives, you not only make a meaningful difference in their lives, but you also unlock your own potential for growth and fulfillment. The first step in investing in the right people is recognizing that not everyone is in a place to receive help. Many people, for various reasons, may be seeking help without the intention of changing or growing. These are the individuals who may ask for your assistance, but are not willing to put in the effort to make the changes necessary to move forward. They might be stuck in a cycle of dependency, expecting others to solve their problems without taking any responsibility for their own actions. While it can be difficult to turn away someone who is in need, it's important to recognize that by continuing to give to individuals who are not ready to change, you are only enabling their dependence and preventing them from developing the skills they need to succeed. On the other hand, the right people are those who are committed to taking responsibility for their own lives and growth. They recognize that their success is their responsibility, and they are ready to take the necessary actions to achieve their goals. They may ask for your help, but they do so with the understanding that they must put in the work themselves. These individuals are open to feedback, willing to learn, and ready to take the steps needed to improve their circumstances. When you invest your time, energy, and resources in helping the right people, you are not only helping them build their own future, but you are also fostering an environment of growth, learning, and personal empowerment. One of the key aspects of investing in the right people is that they understand the value of hard work and commitment. They don't expect instant results or quick fixes. Instead, they are willing to put in the effort over time to see lasting change. These individuals understand that success is not handed to them on a silver platter, but rather earned through consistent effort, perseverance, and resilience. When you invest in people who have this mindset, you are more likely to see positive, long-term results because they are actively engaged in their own growth. Their success is not just a result of your help, but also of their own determination and drive. In addition to their commitment to growth, the right people also value and appreciate the help they receive. They don't take your support for granted, and they understand that it is a privilege to have access to guidance, resources, and advice. When you invest in people who genuinely appreciate your help, You are creating a positive and reciprocal relationship that encourages mutual respect and gratitude. This appreciation also motivates them to take action, as they recognize the value of the support they are receiving and are determined to make the most of it. Another key factor in investing in the right people is their willingness to take risks and embrace change. Growth requires stepping outside of one's comfort zone, taking risks, and being willing to fail in order to learn and improve. The right people are not afraid of failure because they understand that it is an essential part of the learning process. They view setbacks as opportunities to grow, not as signs of defeat. When you invest in individuals who have this mindset, you are more likely to see them take bold actions, make progress, and ultimately achieve success. These are the people who will use your guidance to propel themselves forward, rather than relying on you to push them every step of the way. Investing in the right people also means focusing on those who are aligned with your values and vision. While it is important to help others, it's equally important to invest in people who share your goals and ideals. When you work with individuals who are aligned with your values, you create an environment of collaboration, trust, and shared purpose. These individuals are more likely to be committed to their own growth because they recognize the value of working together toward a common goal. The connection you form with these people is built on mutual respect and shared vision, which can lead to stronger relationships and a more meaningful impact on both your lives. Furthermore, investing in the right people allows you to make the most of your own time and energy. When you invest in individuals who are truly committed to their own growth, you can be more confident that your efforts will lead to positive outcomes. You don't have to worry about constantly motivating them or pushing them to take responsibility for their actions. Instead, you can focus on offering guidance and support, knowing that they are already taking the necessary steps to create their own success. This not only saves you time and energy, but it also allows you to have a greater impact as you are helping individuals who are ready to take charge of their own lives. By investing in the right people, you are also setting an example for others to follow. When you surround yourself with individuals who are committed to growth, self-improvement, and responsibility, you create an environment where these values are reinforced and celebrated. This can inspire others to take similar actions in their own lives, creating a ripple effect of positive change that extends far beyond the immediate individuals you are helping. As you continue to invest in the right people, you contribute to a culture of growth, empowerment, and mutual support, which can have a lasting impact on the broader community. It is important to note that investing in the right people does not mean ignoring or abandoning those who are struggling. Everyone goes through difficult times, and there are always people who need help. However, investing in the right people means choosing to focus your time and energy on those who are truly ready to take responsibility for their lives and their future. It means recognizing that some people are simply not ready to change, and that your efforts will be more effective when directed toward those who are actively working towards self-improvement. When you focus on investing in the right people, you create a dynamic where your help is not just a temporary solution, but a catalyst for long-term transformation. You are not just offering assistance, you are helping others develop the skills, mindset, and resilience they need to succeed on their own. As a result, the impact of your investment is multiplied as the individuals you help go on to create positive change in their own lives and in the lives of others. Investing in the right people is not just about the immediate rewards. It's about the long-term growth and fulfillment that comes from knowing you are making a meaningful difference. When you choose to focus your efforts on individuals who are committed to their own success, you are helping to create a future where people are empowered to take control of their lives and build their own paths to greatness. This is the kind of investment that leads to lasting change, not just for the people you help, but for you as well.